what does Microsoft's new AI-powered Bing search mean for Google search? So in this video, we're going to talk about how Microsoft's new announcement of their integration of ChatGPT and their existing search engine Bing, how that's going to impact Google search, the world's most widely popular used search engine. So if you're new around here, my name is Rayyan Siddiqui. I work at Microsoft, and in this video, we'll be diving deeper into the new AI-powered Microsoft Bing search engine. So let's take a bit of a backstep and let's give a context into Bing and Google, or just the search engine market in general. So Google has been dominating the search engine market for over a decade now. I'll show a graph on the screen. They have, I think, about 94% of the market share in the search industry. So everyone, every day, every second is using Google. Now, Microsoft has been trying to compete in this area, but has failed. Microsoft, I think, only has about, 3% market share. So only around 3% of people actually use Microsoft search engine. And I think to dive, well, let's look into that. Why is that? I think there's two reasons why Microsoft has failed to compete with Google, and we'll link back to how now this will change with the new Bing announcement. So Microsoft, what they did was, the first problem that they had was their searching algorithm. Like if you look at Google, if you type something in Google and in Bing, the results you get are different. Like Google's algorithm to search and sort rank pages is like far more superior. It's like light years ahead of Microsoft's algorithm. And how that impacts is like, and what that does is the quality of information that you're getting is not the same from Bing. And this is personally something that I felt as well Bing has lacked in. This is one major area where the quality of the search is just not there. Like you type in something in Google and in Bing, you get completely different responses. And oftentimes Bing, you have to like look and search some more and then get what you're looking for. Whereas Google can just give you the top sources on like your first page, the first top 3 links. That's the first bit, which I think Bing lacked. The second thing was user experience. Because right now, if you open Bing, it's more of like, what do you call it? A news application than a search engine application. Because what's happening, you open Google, there's a white screen, a search bar in the middle, and the main focus is you making a search query. Whereas when you open Bing, you have all these different articles, these latest news going around and so on, and then there's this tiny box to input whatever you're searching. I think that's a major differentiation between the two search engines, where I think Microsoft lacked behind, which is just providing that simple user experience, like having a simple search bar, simple screen, and then having the user type something. So I think these are two main areas why Microsoft is so behind. They have, I think, only 3% market share. But now, recently, Satya, the CEO of Microsoft, recently made a press release where they announced a collaboration between ChatGPT, an integration rather, of ChatGPT and Bing and Microsoft Edge, their new browser. I have made a video on this. I'll link it in the description below. You guys can check it out if you want to learn about that a bit more, about that announcement. But now, essentially what they're doing is that instead of just searching, instead of you writing a search query and then Bing just returning whatever websites match those keywords, it will now generate text based on that. So whatever ChatGPT can do, mash it into the search engine, and then you type in something, the same as ChatGPT, where it generates a response. This time it will generate a response, but then it will also link you to resources. You ask it, like, explain me this concept in simple words. It will generate a summary of that concept, like explain me how black holes work, for example, in simple words. It will give you a summary of black holes, how they work, whatever, how they were discovered, etc. And they'll also link you to resources. Here you can learn more about this, do that. Or for example, you ask this new AI-powered GPT/Bing, like I want to throw a party for a 9-year-old, give me some ideas. It'll list down a list of ideas, and it will also give you places where you can, okay, here's a couple things you can do. Click on this link to buy this and this and that. So it's a much more enhanced search experience. And I think with this new experience, Google still does not have that. Google did announce their own chatbot, not necessarily a chatbot, but their own language model called Bard, so B-A-R-D. I have a video on that as well. You can check it out in the description. So Google essentially tried to clone ChatGPT, but they're still lacking a bit behind. Google's language model can generate summaries based on data collected from different web pages, whereas ChatGPT is a bit more general in its generation. You can generate code, actual like programming code. You can use it to generate text in all sorts of formats, whereas Google is a bit more specific in what they're doing. So I think with this, there are two key areas now which I think Microsoft has an advantage over Google, but I think it's really hard to rival Google because they've been dominant. They've been the search monopoly for so long, and I feel like it's super hard to actually like rival them properly. There's a lot of hype now. Like if you check all the press releases that have been made, like with Edge and this new AI powered Bing, there's just so much hype that this will be like the next wave, like the next search, and Google will go down. It is kind of true. When Microsoft announced this AI powered Bing, Google stock I think went down by 10%, I think on February 6th, and Microsoft stock went up. So they lost like a chunk of like billions of dollars just based on the announcement. So when the actual product rolls out, and let's see if they do it right, if the execution is there. But if the execution is there properly, I think Google search will take a hit, but I still feel Google will remain the majority, like the majority market shareholder in the search industry. I feel Google is they know what they're doing because search is their main primitive. That's the core offering that they have as a company, which is search. I mean, they have other services as well, Google Cloud and so on, but search is what defines that brand, Google. And I think because they're so dominant at it, they know what they're doing, and I feel like they're also trying to keep up with this new evolution of these new language models, like them announcing their own Bard and such on. But I do feel like Google's traffic will go down. Like this is something, my personal example would be like my Google usage went down significantly by the release of ChatGPT. So most of my searches are usually programming related, and nowadays I just ask those questions on ChatGPT. Like I don't even go to Google and then go to like a Stack Overflow page and so on. So ChatGPT has been my replacement for a lot of things. And I think another core area to look at is advertisements. So you see all these ads on Google. I think with this new evolution of like this ChatGPT plus Bing, the search engine, you ask the engine something and it generates a response like, I want to buy a gift for someone, give me a couple ideas. Gives you a couple ideas, but then it also gives you links to where you can buy that stuff. And I feel like this is the place where Microsoft can really capitalize on this, and companies who are willing to spend big on their marketing budgets, they can also break into this. Is like give me ideas of giving someone a gift. All the links that you see that are generated by Bing can be paid advertisements, so companies can pay for their work, their services to be shown within like the subset of queries and so on. So it is definitely interesting to see how this will pan out. But all in all, what impact that this will have is that Google search traffic overall will go down a bit, but overall Google will stay this monopoly for a long time. But I do feel like with these new tools that are coming up, with this new Edge, like the content generation in Edge, so say you open LinkedIn, inside the Edge browser, you can just add in, like create a post on artificial intelligence and then select your tone and so on, and then it'll just generate something for you. I think these type of integrations will be coming to Google Chrome and so on and so forth. But I think essentially at the core of it, Bing, I think now will start to transform. Like one interesting aspect to look at is their overall user experience. So I'll link a video down in the description below, like the preview they did of their new search engine. It's extremely similar to Google, where they have this simple background, the search in the middle, and then you type something on it, logo on the top left, search bar, and then all your search results. So they are trying to follow Google in a way, but with their own AI integrations. So those are some of my thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this. If you let me know if you think this new Bing can rival Google. And yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe.